I think I really like the question that I just got from Elvin on the live chat. And Elvin asked us to discuss a few Kiwi slang. All right, so slang is actually just kind of like the typical kind of say and thing that you can mostly only find in New Zealand. No, not really just only find in New Zealand, but really prominent in the New Zealand culture. Now, bear in mind that I'm originally from France and Leo is originally from Brazil. So we're actually going to be able to tell you the most confusing kind of slang that we encounter, which is quite funny. All right, so let's get started with yeah, nah. I think that's probably one of the most common. Yeah. So if I were to ask Leo, hey Leo, do you want to go have a beer after this session?
Yeah.
Now, does it mean yes or does it mean no? I don't know.
It means no.
Okay, it means no. It's just so confusing. So Kiwis very often say that they are very polite, so they don't want to say no all the time. So they're going to be saying like, yeah, nah. And that means no. If there is no in the sentence at some point, that means no. Okay, I just wanna make sure that everybody knows that. Now,
there is one, one massive one which is sweet as.
So that doesn't mean that your ass is made of sugar.
Yeah, there's another very confusing one, especially for North Americans. They often get here. They're like, these people are a bit rude. They're talking about my ass, and it's not. It's literally, it is sweet as a cake. But then they just don't use the last. It's just sweet as in as something. Sweet as sugar, sweet as something. But they just instead of just saying sweet, this is sweet, and they just say sweet as ... There is no sweet as anything else. It's just a comparison to nothing. But Kiwis will say all the time, from people in the bank helping you to a backpacker staff. So anyone and everyone will say sweet as. Sweet as is like, cool, I agree with you saying, it's just sweet
yeah,
as.
That's cool, as. That's all good. And there's some variants. Some people actually say that in the live chat right now, like kin-as and those kind of things.
Kin-as, yeah.
So there's some variant, but it basically just means cool.
Yeah. Choice is another one.
Choice. Choice.
Yeah, choice is like nice, cool. Choice. Yeah, let's go do this. Choice.
To me, it means nothing. Choice. Like choice is just it's such a weird one.
You said sure. Of course, in this Southern Pacific, in Australian here, and they say we say cheers all the time for like cheers as in thanks. But of course, Kiwis make everything simpler and shorter, and so chur, it is the Kiwi version of cheers. It's CHUR, chur. It's just like chur, and that can be what's up, or it can be see you later, and it can be anything chur. And so yeah, it's just chur.
Now, another slang that I found in New Zealand is that I find that Kiwis like to pronounce the question mark at the end of the question. So they're going to say something like A or A or A at the end of the questions. They're going to say like, oh, you had a good time, eh? Okay. But it is just the question mark at the end of the question, which I found quite funny.
And it's kind of like Canadians say A as well, Canada A, and in New Zealand they have their own version of the A.
Yeah, which is more like A, or it just bounces a little bit more. Yeah.
You will you find as well because the native people of New Zealand are the Maoris, and the Maori culture is still very alive and very well respected in the country. You see a lot of the Maori language comes into the normal vocabulary of the people in New Zealand. So you see kia ora, so you see everybody saying kia ora, you see kia ora written everywhere you go, and that's a way to greet anyone really. So you just say kia ora, and kia ora means hello, hi, how are you? And and you see not only Maoris but even white people saying kia ora all the time. So and that's just a greeting, and I say kia ora all the time, and it is a respectful way of being in the country, and even for yourselves coming as a tourist, it is cool to to greet people saying kia ora, and especially the Maori background and the Maori people who live here, they will appreciate that, and it's a respectful to that country.
Definitely. So another word that I learned when coming to New Zealand, I learned the word heaps.
Heaps.
To get back to the kia ora before we talk about heaps, Actually, someone tells me it's also used as thank you, which is quite cool.
It is correct.
All right. So heaps, that basically means like a lot or a ton, but they use that word for everything. It's quite crazy.
Because in literal English, heaps is a pile of.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a pile of. So you have a heap of food in your plate. So that would be what heaps is, you know, technically in English. However, in New Zealand, you can have heaps of people, which is not a pile of people. It's just a shitload of people. And, you know, so heaps is very, you know, overused in New Zealand. So you see heaps a lot. You see people using heaps.
Yeah, and I hope we're gonna get heaps of like for this video. So here you go. Oh, that was cringy, isn't it? All right, cool. Another one is like bro or cuz. You know, like people cuz. So people use that one really often. It's usually more the younger people, but it's a word that you're gonna hear all the time. It's not necessarily kind of you know, it's not intended in kind of a mean way. You know, like a brother. It's kind of like it's bro. It's like it's mate. It basically means mate.
Churber.
Yeah, churber. Yeah, exactly.
Churber.
Churber. Here you go. A bit of a combo right here. And yeah, what was the other one I had in mind? I had another one in mind.
Yeah, there's a few, and we do use them all the time, I guess. But
let me just have a look. I actually have an article down there. Oh yeah, no worries. No worries means okay or all good or it's gonna be done or like, you know, understood. So yeah, this is yeah.
That's used in Australia as well. Yeah, no worries. You know, it's just like it's kind of a thank you, like, you know, or you're welcome. Sorry, you're welcome. So, you know, someone does something for you, and then it's a oh thank you. Oh, no worries. It's just like a you're welcome. You know, I've done that. There's no worries. I'm, you know, pleased to do that. No worries. All good.
Cool. And so, yeah, speaking of that, we were pleased to answer your question today, but that is over for today. I want to thank everybody that actually showed up for this live session again. It's always overwhelming to see the amount of questions that we get. I know there is a couple of questions we did not have a lot of time today, so I couldn't get to every single question. Someone said they learned heaps today, which is quite fitting, so I like it. So next week we'll be back at exactly the same time, and Laura will be back, hopefully. I hope she's coming back. Otherwise we are stuck with Leo again.